Hey everyone, Mike here with Norcan Hockey. Today's video is going to be an interesting topic. It's something that I've posted on in the past and had some pushback on. So I really just want to bring some clarity to my view on it. And again, I don't think anybody's right and anybody's wrong with this. It's just I'm probably looking at this skill from a different level than most people that are commenting on it. I see it from a minor hockey level. That's where I do most of my work, is with U13 to U18 players. So I see some deficiencies that people working with NHL players or super high-end players probably don't see. So yeah, I just want to bring some clarity to this, and we're going to work through some videos here. It'll be about probably 12, 13 minutes. I just want to show some examples and really hammer it home what the deficiency that I see is with young players. So the discussion is opening up. Like, what is opening up? Do you have to open up your skates, or can you just open up your upper body? So in this one, Kucherov keeps his skates going towards the net, but actually opens his upper body up and his stick up towards that puck. So for me, this is an upper body open up, and he doesn't have to open his bottom. So he can still get a pretty good shot off here by turning the shoulders, rotating, getting ready for that puck to come, but still skating downhill. So his toes are right at the net, picks it up and releases it off the pass. So counter to that, this is the deficiency that everything that I've posted on this is the deficiency I'm trying to fix for players, or trying to bring some awareness in. So we're watching Tyrati here, and watching him come up through juniors and whatnot. I always seen him doing this, and I wasn't sure how it was going to translate, and I was always super interested is versus Kucherov. So Ratty actually opens his entire body up, and I see a lot of young coaches asking players to open up to the puck. So you can see he's fully open here, his chest, his toes, everything, and he's actually skating kind of backwards down the ice. So compared to Kucherov, he's set himself up where he's not attacking down to the net with his shoulders open. He's opened his entire body, and I find this is a deficiency. I don't think it's as efficient as the Kucherov method, because now you're kind of stuck in a shot. You're not attacking downhill near as fast. And you see a lot of the top players do this now. So like McKinnon, you see him taking this shot all the time. Toes are going downhill. They may not be pointing directly at the net, but now shoulders are open towards the net. He's opening his upper body and keeping his shoulders, or keep opening his upper body to the puck, but keeping his toes going forward. So that's just a completely different shot than the Tyrati method, where off of the rush a player is skating in kind of backwards and fully opened up. So where it comes from and what I see with young players is how they shoot, how they practice. And this is the biggest thing. I think until they're 13, practicing this way is no problem. I'm just showing this because it's very common for players under 13, because they don't have the power to flex a stick yet. So you'll see most players practicing this way. So toes pointing this way, puck going that way. And we're just going to call that the sweep shot or sweep setup throughout this entire video. The player rotates a little bit towards the net after release, but you can see it's a big, long, drawn-out release. He's trying to recruit more joints and muscles to get that puck off, because he's just not strong enough yet to snap a puck. And this is very common too. So this is a lot of times how you see players practicing, starting that puck way back in their stance. This is fully standing, toes pointing this way, puck going that way. So this is the only thing we're really trying to make sure that we get players out of at some point. They can start like this, they can do it like this, but at some point, if they stay with it, here's how they're going to end up. So again, this is just a clip off of the internet. It's a beer leaguer, but see how he has to surround and get into that sweep shot position. So toes are pointing that way and the shot's going this way. So he can't actually keep his toes going downhill and shoot downhill. So it is actually a deficiency. So this is the main thing that I've always focused on, is look, let's just safeguard kids against that, because it is a real thing at every level in minor hockey to have players stuck in a sweep shot position. So this was a shooting camp. We were working on just starting players to shoot in stride or shoot while skating downhill. And you can see how much trouble this player had with it. You can see she keeps going back to wanting to get those skates pointing at the puck and shooting from that sweep shot position. So this was 10 minutes straight, and because she'd shot X amount of shots in a sweep shot position, she probably practiced in the summer. Now she has a deficiency that's going to be a limiting factor going forward. And here's a U18 girl with that same deficiency, and you can see it in game how it costs. So In this situation, you think this is probably going to turn into a pretty good scoring chance. She's got to step on the defenders, and because she can't release a puck going downhill, you can see here where she has to go into that side step, and that outside foot or lead foot starts setting her up into a sweep shot position, and now she loses balance and she can't shoot while going downhill. So you can see here's where it manifests. Here's a missed opportunity in a game. This one was actually from this weekend. I'm sorry, it's a little blurry. I just cutting it off of Facebook, but it was the perfect example at the U13 level. You can see the puck comes out to this player in red, and rather than shooting it right here, catching it Kucherov style at their hip and releasing it with their toes going forward, this player catches it and they have to go into that sweep shot position. See how the butt pops out and the toes, everything surrounds that puck, and now the toes are facing this way and the puck's coming that way. So they've had to revert back into that sweep stance to get it off, and they end up taking too much time and getting a stick lift out of that. So again, just looking at game situations where not being able to release the puck without surrounding it turns into a deficiency. So, and some of the people that have talked about this or countered some of my comments on it talk about, well, you need to be going downhill or across to move the goalie. But you don't need to if the shot is off of a pass, because the goalie's already moving because of the pass. So here's just different examples of players finishing with their toes going downhill or going at the net, but it is coming off of the pass. So Matthews here, toes are completely at the net, but he's ahead of the goalie because it's coming off of the pass. Another one here, really nice shot right off the dots from corner to dot. Toes are at the net. Good screen. There's different ways to score a goal than moving the goalie. Again here, and this one I really like. I've been posting on this shot for years and years now, where it's actually changing the angle by rolling onto an outside edge. So Rantanen has the puck here. He starts with his toe at the net, but he's almost in a lane where he's going to be blocked there. So he actually rolls onto his outside edge and changes that shooting angle to out here just by rolling onto the outside edge. So I totally believe in that and agree with it, is roll onto that outside edge, change the angle just a little bit to open up. The one time that I still, and there's always times where this is going to be useful, but a surround shot at the ozone blue line is still where you're going to see players roll into that sweep position. So you'll see players sprint from their strong side and roll around the puck. So now toes are going that way. They're in that sweep shot setup, but it is, setting up for more power. And then off of a carry. So these are just the ones, the game situation we've seen there at U18 with the girl skating down and shooting and having to turn her feet. This is just what it should look like. So you see the best players in the game, and Phil Kessel, Brad Marchand actually shoot this shot really well, where they're actually on their outside edge right here, and they're just slightly pulling out this way because it changes the angle for the goaltender. But you can see the hips stay towards the net. Everything's open, is staying downhill towards the net. They don't have to surround. So that's the biggest thing. When we seen the girl in this situation, she had to put her skate down and get her toes facing this way so she could release a sweep shot. And that's the biggest thing we want to stay away from, is just making sure players can shoot while they're skating downhill. Again, on breakaways here, toes are directly at the net. Doesn't need to change the angle on the goalie. Just a thrust shot there. Another one coming down, toes are forward. Pull in, slight change of angle, release. This one again, toe drag Matthews shot, toes stay right at the net, still beats the goalie clean. So with any of this stuff, it's never say never, never say always with any of this stuff. And I know, some of the other people that were commenting on this they went right to the never shoot when your toes are at the net. That's not something that's going to happen. So I just wanted to show some of the videos that I've watched that I guess have contributed to the clarity I've found in these skills and theories. So again, I've been posting about these rotational shots or shots from behind the heel. Every spring we do numerous shooting camps and we always teach this shot. Every camp, it's the same thing. Toes going this way, being able to catch a puck behind your heels and release it to manipulate angles on the ice. This is one of my favorite shots, even for defensemen. Cale Makar does this one all the time, where he's skating across the line and shooting from behind his heels. So this is kind of the example of, I don't usually share drills because I don't feel that's my thing. I bring awareness to concepts through YouTube, but then do my work with players without showing it. I don't record a bunch, but for the sake of this one, I'm going to show a little bit. So this is how I guess I would practice this rotational shooting is, right here we're set up in the traditional stance. So toes are this way, so we're in that sweep shot position. Puck is being released across. So this is a useful shot. It's not like it's ever going away, but we just have to make sure that this isn't our only one. So here's a perfect example of it. Cale Makar skating, puck is being released across this way. So here's your basic sweep shot. Now we've just turned the player, toes facing towards the net. So upper body's the exact same. Now we're just skating downhill, which is what we see here, skating downhill, toes at the net release. Third variation of it is toes away. So the player is standing with their toes pointing this way, releasing that way, the same as we just seen with the Duclair goal. Like I said, you see Cale Makar shoot this shot quite often. He's one of the first players at different things. STS Hockey does a really good job. That's probably the best shooting person I've seen. Just in regards to setting up dry land training to help players release pucks with their upper body only and not have to rely on swinging those hips around and getting into a sweep shot position. Just really focusing on that upper body, the movement of the snap, and disassociating the upper body from lower body. And this is really good, working on, this is STS Hockey again, working on toes away, releasing behind the heels, same as we just seen with the Duclair goal. This is a young guy that was at STS too. If you can find this video on Instagram, this kid shoots bullets. It's really impressive that he's shooting just with his upper body at this age. So that's kind of the gist of it. I just wanted to bring clarity to it. I never try to be the person that has all the answers to all of this. I know that my presentation is a little bit polarizing sometimes because it sounds like that, but it honestly just is. I think I'm on the spectrum a little bit. And I really just try to bring clarity to these things for myself and watch numerous examples at numerous levels and try to kind of come up with a narrative that makes sense in my head. And then when I get it, I do feel I enjoy sharing it because it's something that stumped me for a while, and then I finally bring it to a point where it makes sense. So it's just my way of kind of sharing with the community and also getting some feedback on my presentation style, because it is definitely a passion and a little pet project to make these videos. So I hope this kind of makes sense as to where I'm coming from with it and brings some clarity to it, and just to, some of the pitfalls to avoid in shooting that I've seen over the years that players get caught in. So like always, please reach out if you have any questions or want to have a discussion about any of this. I'm happy to chat. So thanks for taking the time to listen, and have a great day.